As young people in this world, bro, time flies by and we change a lot. And sometimes it's good to look back and be like, man, I changed for the better. But don't let that throw you off, dog. Don't let that motivation of I'm doing good now. Now I don't gotta keep working harder. Yes, you do, bro. Keep working harder. Don't stop just because you feel the change, bro. And that comes with everything, dog. You'll feel the change with everything. And not only with your day-to-day life, bro, but you'll also feel the change with your future, bro. You can see a future now. You can almost feel the future, bro. It's I can feel the future now that I got a schedule and shit, man. I already know what I'm gonna do tomorrow. I already know what I'm gonna do. I already know what's gonna happen in my life. I already know that these things are gonna happen. It's gonna succeed, and man, there's no better feeling. And the best way to get there, bro, have a strong why. You know, if you're wise, you know, you were a fucked up kid as a kid, man. You did a lot of stupid shit. That's my personal reason. I treated a lot of people really horribly. I let out a lot of anger on people that loved me. Um, and people who didn't love me, you don't trade hate for hate. And so that's my strong why, bro, because I treated people like crap. Let me give you an example. um Man, the other day, man, there was these group of kids riding down the road on some Surons, man, and they were on their little electric dirt bikes, and they were in the road. And so I laid on my horn. I'm not gonna lie, I shouldn't. That's where I messed up, was laying on my horn. I should have slowed down and just let them do their thing. They're a couple of kids having fun. um I got lost inside of my own emotion. I lost sight of what was important for the time being, and that is my goals and why I'm here. And it's not about whether or not I want to do it, it's about where I'm going, bro. I mean, it's not about the destination, it's about the journey, 100%. Um, the person who is striving for the journey is going to get 10 times farther than the person who is working every day for the destination, working every day for for things to stop someday. I don't ever want this to stop. I want this to be my everyday life. I want to do this every day. This is my passion right here. I'm pouring out my passion into YouTube. I'm pouring out my passion into landscape, into talking with people, man. But let me give you some advice, bro. You don't have to learn multiple things. If you want to see if it works, that's different. But you do not have to learn multiple things. I don't have to be a YouTuber and work a job as a hostess. If I am making enough money from YouTube, I shouldn't have to do that. And I think it's very important to understand where our goals are and how our actions are aligning with them every day, man, so that we're not just walking around with our chickens with their head cut off. There's no passion behind that. There's no work ethic behind that. And it's about being yourself, man. Just lock in on what's important, bro, and everything else will kind of click into place. I like to tell people, bro, if you just go for the good, the bad will automatically fix themselves. And I kind of elaborate on that. Let me elaborate. Let's say I got a bad habit, bro. I wake up every morning and my horrible habit is to smoke weed first thing in the morning. I'm not going to focus on how can I get the weed out of my house. I'm going to focus on what else can I be doing? And I'll find something else to do, and then I'll find something that I love to do. And then that just automatically replaces the weed. And it's sometimes you'll always fall back to it. Like occasionally I'll be like, man, I just want to smoke. And those thoughts come every day, bro. honestly, the weed is the one thing that's got me in a chokehold. And the nicotine, I switched over to Zins, man, from cigarettes, and it's been a big change in mindset wise, breathing wise. It's always important to breathe, man. If you haven't breathed today, bro, just breathe. If you don't have like a breathing technique in the morning, it's good to increment that into your days, bro, because I didn't realize how much my breathing affected me on the note of mindset and clarity wise. I noticed that when I stopped breathing, I stopped being so in tune with myself. Things start to get chaotic around me. Things start going not how I want them to. Times gets wasted when I could be doing better things with my time. That's recording YouTube videos, or posting flyers for my business, buying flyers for my business. There's just more things and aspirations that you could be focused on. So that's the thing, bro. If I focus on that, right? If I'm doing that every day, I'm not smoking weed, right? I'm just kind of working, and I love it and I enjoy it, and it's something that kind of comes natural after a minute. And that's where the consistency falls into place, bro. Consistency is important for many reasons. It's important because it's important for a lot of reasons, man. Somebody told me that everything you do is a habit. Therefore, success is not something you do, but it is a habit. And that kind of serenaded with me, because I kind of realized that the mindset change, man, is just striving for success versus just meandering throughout life. And it's so easy to do both. It's easy to do both, right? But which one benefits you viciously? Which one viciously benefits you, bro? So ask yourself that, man. That's what I asked myself at the beginning of my journey 7 months ago, when I said, you know what? I'm going to up and I'm going to quit everything I'm doing, and I'm just going to reset my life. I left my girlfriend. I quit drinking alcohol. I went to rehab. We were together for a year. That was a super toxic relationship. We were always fighting. We kind of depended on each other for money, financial things, and a lot of toxic shit, man. Like, there was at some point where I was paying the rent every month, and I don't got an issue with that, as long as people can respect the fact that I pay the rent, and it's not your house at this point, but it is my house because I pay the rent. And at some point in time, in that time span, things fell out, right? And that's not what this is about. This is about how things fell out, but in the end, it ultimately created me to be a better person, bro. And to be this person that I am today. And I don't want to carry that baggage around with me, dog. So I'm going to talk about it. Bro, there was a point in time where I was paying rent, working 8 hours a week at the grocery, or not 8 hours a week, probably 6 hours a day, enough hours a week to pay rent. At a retail store, stocking 4 a.m, bro. I was rising up and early. I feel like that's kind of what got me started on this path too. But man, I was rising up and early at fucking 3 o'clock in the morning, getting ready for work. We had trucks. It was like a warehouse job, constantly moving, so you don't waste time. So it kind of got me into that routine of not wasting time, because every step you take, bro, you gotta come back that way too. Bro, in breathing affects your blood oxygen levels, right? It increases it. When you breathe, it increases your blood to oxygen levels. So you feel like blood is flowing throughout you. You can almost feel it flowing from your brain down. And that's a benefit to me because it helps me think, it helps me focus, it helps me breathe, it helps me be in tune with my emotions, it helps me think about money easier, it helps me count numbers easier. It's beneficial to my lungs. I feel good breathing. It feels abnormal not to do it. I just think it's so important in life to build a life that's worth waking up for, right? I think that is one of the most important things. If you don't got a life that's worth waking up for, man, then you're not gonna want to get up and get to it. So you gotta wake up and get to it. But another thing, bro, is tracking your health, bro. Make sure you're tracking your health, bro. Because that's got a big factor to play in it. Meditation, breathing techniques, going out in nature,